Then you're actually in business, you're developing the product, prototype, servicing it, selling it, and trying to meet the financial gaps. And this is the chasm that people fall. Why do ideas don't get started into an enterprise? And that's the chasm. And the chasm is a tendency to fall off. You always have ideas, but somehow you're not able to get into the startup. And you have issues like, I'm not able to get employees, I'm not able to raise money, I do not know whether VC will come to me. There's a lot of these questions that come, and they are the reasons why you don't really get into a startup. And this is the chasm. And believe me, more than 80% fall off this chasm. They just don't start up at all because they get so confounded with these questions that they don't get the confidence to start. And these are the 4 areas, as I said. It's either money, people, operations, or how do I make money. They get stuck in these 4 reasons. And let's talk about the steps that we need to do to try and bridge this chasm. Walk the steps. Right? The first and the basic thing, there's no ready-made answers, magic answers. So don't be eagerly waiting to say, now this is something that I'm going to go employ outside. That will be a managerial mindset. I'm not telling you what exactly you are supposed to do. I'm just telling you the steps that you need to do to find answers for yourself. So when you're talking about the entrepreneurial journey, there are no ready-made answers. And if somebody promptly gives you ready-made answers, it may not be fitting for you. So you have to be very careful about that trap. Just because you've got some answers, you can go try it out tomorrow, it's going to be a solution for you, is not normally a reality. You have to use these as steps to understand how you're going to find solutions for yourself and cross the chasm. The first, as I said, is access to basic resources. You have an idea, you're a loner. And the only way is to keep networking all the time. And today, fortunately, when we started 15, 20 years ago, it was impossible to get information. Today you have net. So much of information available. Many times we get these startups saying that I have a unique idea, nobody else is in the space. You Google it and you'll find 20 similar players. Please go and do your basic homework. This is the stage where you have a lot of time in your hand, do a lot of research, burn the midnight oil, spend 25 hours a day, try to find out, am I in the right place, am I doing the right thing, re-question yourself, question again and again, until you get clear that this is what you want to do. Net and network are the key resources for you. At this stage, you will not spend the time. You must not spend any money. You must spend your time. And that's wealth, because you're spending a whole lot of time instead of doing something else which is an opportunity cost for you. Right? Use that resource and try and net a network and find out who is going to work with you. And you'll be surprised that you'll find a lot of people willing to work with you. You have to then figure out why are they willing to work with you. What is their cost? What is their benefit? And is that cost and benefit worthwhile for you? Some may want a partnership. Some may just want to spend time with you and learn from you because you're more skilled than him. You have to figure out that the price that he's asking is something which you're willing to pay. And again, at this stage, it is non-financial price. Do not at this stage look at financial pricing, saying I'll hire somebody, I'll pay somebody, I'll get ORG Mark to do market research. Won't work. Today, you can do much better using net, using monkey research to find out answers than an ORG Mark research. So try and use these kind of methods to try and find out where you are, what is it you want to do. The next is funds. That's the foremost in everybody's mind. Will I raise money? There are 2-3 things in this space. When you do a startup, you will not get money when you want. That's fundamental. Right? So be ready for that. Because when you want, and everybody feels that you are investable, there will be 15 people competing for it. Right? A financial investor knows, he can smell opportunities. Right? So if you reach the stage, so the trick is to become that stage, what we call the money ready stage. One of the early signals that you get when you're not raising your money is that your idea is not good enough. People say there are no VCs in the world, they're useless, they ask for collaterals, banks. You have hundreds of things to complain against the financial markets to say why they are not supporting you. You have not earned a right to be supported by birth. Remember that. You will earn the right to get financial support if you can show them a clear path to profit. Otherwise, why will they support you? And clear path to profit is not Excel sheets. Right? All of you are experts in Excel sheets and can give a 5-year projection which can show that you invest 1 rupee today and you can get $5 million tomorrow. I've seen so many Excel sheets. It's not about that. A clear path is the next few steps, what you're going to do, and where you're going to create a product and service which is going to be in the marketplace, analyzing competitive reaction, and making them feel comfortable. Because they are not entrepreneurs, remember. They are real world people. They are managers. Most of the people you meet in the money world are managers. And they're coming from a managerial mindset. Their objective is, they have a set of funds, and they have to get a set amount of returns at the end of the fund period. If you don't dovetail your proposition with that proposition, money is not going to come to you. So understand their process. Why are they in it for it? They are in it for it to make money, because most of the money managers get very little salary and a huge carry. And they have to see that carry come through. Otherwise they will not engage with you. So you have to really figure out and make yourself money ready. So tell them what you do. We have the principle of affordableness. Most entrepreneurs will say that I have this much time and this much money to burn, and I will keep trying till I exhaust these two resources. And that's the affordable loss principle. So if your affordable loss at the start of a startup is 0, then you are not ready to start up. Do not expect to start up assuming somebody will come and fund you. You have to have enough affordable loss to reach a point where you can be funded. That's the difference. So if it means go to work for 1 more year, collect the money, and then start up, do that. If it means getting a partner who is going to work and you're going to pool resources, do that. But don't assume that you will find somebody who will fund you, until then you will work with zero capital. It's not going to work. There are ways and means of increasing your affordable loss. Getting incubated in SSL is a beautiful example of how you can reduce your increase your affordable loss strength. Because somebody else is believing your story and willing to fund part of your cost because of their peculiar environment. So you have to figure out how to increase this affordable loss. Either some friends and relatives, some people are pooling in time without money being paid, and increase this affordable loss principle. Don't go with the assumption that I will get funds and therefore will be in a position to start up. You have to see an ability to reach some kind of stable position with your own resources before you can raise money. And that's important.
So what is the ballpark time? 6 months, 1 year, 2 years?
Ballpark time is when you raise revenues yourself. Profitable. I mean, not covering all costs, but most VCs love to see revenues. So you should be able to bootstrap yourself to show that the product is working and there's somebody willing to pay for it. Then that's the real time when you start getting people interested in you. They want to see revenues. Not necessarily revenues to cover all the costs. Not revenue to say huge profit. But they now want to see a model which says that, okay, this is working, this is the customer, then he will be able to extrapolate that and say, okay, if I support him, where can he go? So you must be able to take to the revenue earning point on your own. While on that journey itself, at the time of prototype, somebody falls in love with you and gives you money, take it. That's a different story. But you must be able to see that you'll be able to bootstrap on your own with the affordable loss principle till the point when your organization will start able to generate more. And that's the point. So whether it is 3 months or 6 months, depending on the idea, depending on the enterprise. That's extremely important. So that's the affordable loss principle. So don't assume that you will raise money when you have an idea in your mind. Those days are gone, where on restaurants, on paper napkins, an idea was written and was funded. That was the 97, 98 kind of madness, the dot-com bust. That happened then. Now, money is much more cautious, particularly after the last 2 years depression. Money is extremely cautious. Money is there. In fact, it is there more than before, because it's not gone anywhere. It's all waiting. But they have become very cautious, and therefore would want to see much more concrete steps before they park their money in. Right? So you must be in a position to look at that kind of a situation before you start the... Attracting talent is art. You have to constantly talk, interact, at the right time, put the hand on the shoulder, understand what he wants and why is he there with you. And assume that people are going to be there as long as they're going to be there with you. The minute they're not there, they're going to go away.